Your Comedy Minute. I'm Scotty T. I have a fantastic comedian, writer, podcaster. Meryl Klemow is with me. Meryl, did I say that right? Meryl Klemow. I told you how
You
excited I
said
am that I can say it.
I am so impressed already. This is like mind-blowingly impressed. You're like one of the only people that's ever gotten it. So
Well,
thank you so
we
much.
can only go downhill from here.
No, it's only
No,
uphill, but we're already at
now
like a pretty
it's
big
funny
hill.
because I had to watch about 25 videos because everybody introduces you differently.
I know. I get like Merle Klemow, like
Yeah, Klemow.
Merle Klemow.
That's why I finally found one where you said your name. I said, I think that's how you do it.
Thank you. I want to make a compilation at like the end of the year of just like all the different
Yeah.
intros, and just I think that'd be
Well, let's
wonderful.
try and I have a kind of a formula I run through if you watched any of them. You
I have. Yep.
are in California.
Yes, I'm in Burbank, California.
Okay.
Love living here. And a
Were
bunch of my
you
friends have already been on your show and loved it too.
we're gonna save her to the end. We're gonna save her to the end. Um, were you born and raised in California?
No, sir. I was born in Rochester, New York, and then
Okay.
spent most of my life in good old Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania, which is right near Scranton.
No shit.
Yeah, yeah. I
I've
loved
been to
growing up
Wilkes-Barre
there.
many times. The Kirby
Really?
Center. Oh my gosh, yes,
Yeah.
the Kirby Center.
The
Is
Kirby
that
Center,
right?
which is yeah. I still love the Kirby Center. I have so much love in my heart for Wilkes-Barre, and like
I did a
I'm very
sketch
happy.
show there. I did a Hall and Oates show there. I've did a batch of shows up there.
It's cool. It's like it's a good place to be from. It gives
I'm
me that
from
fighting spirit.
you don't know this, but I'm in York, Pennsylvania. So yeah, I used to go to Wilkes-Barre quite a lot.
Wait, you're in York, Pennsylvania?
Where the men are
Are you
men and the sheep are scared.
okay? This is now that
Do
I
you know
love that
why I
there's like
say? Hang on, Meryl. Do you know why I say that?
yes, because farmers sometimes have sex with their sheep when they're
Yeah,
feeling
when I was
lonely.
a kid growing up at the York Fair.
Oh God, did you have sex with a sheep?
No, no, Meryl. I do a whole bit. I don't want to because we want to talk about you, but I do a whole bit about. I don't care if you're asexual, pansexual, bisexual, whatever. I come from York, PA. A man fucked a sheep.
I like you say, oh man, we're not gonna know who it is. Okay, but wait, we'll have to like this is a whole other separate talk, but I'm obsessed with York and always have been growing up because my favorite band ever was Live, like the
Yeah.
band Live, and they're from York. So like I used to travel just to be in York, and I love
I
that.
had Vanessa Holly said on the other day, and she was talking about New York, and I said, everything you do in New York, we already did in York. I
Yeah.
said, we're the first capital of the United States. And she goes, no. I said, yeah, I'm telling you the truth.
Did you see
York,
the band? You know
PA.
the band Live?
Yeah, yeah. But enough. Stop it.
But
Stop it
that's
now.
so much more
Stop it.
interesting.
Stop it. We got work to do.
Okay, but like down the road, let's talk about that because honestly, '90s music to me is like 40 times more interesting than stand up to me. But
Well, if
but
you go to
separate
my
time.
Facebook page, you'll see I worked with all kinds of bands, Cheap Trick, Kiss, you name the
Cool.
acts. I've been with them. I had a lot of fun over the. That's why my brain doesn't work so well right now. Right
I
now, I'm
hear
not getting enough oxygen. But let's move on
it's the
because
sheep.
go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say it's the sheep. What
Oh,
cuts off your oxygen?
all right. So now, when did you first start doing comedy?
Oh my good lord. Okay, well, comedy itself, like stand up, right before the pandemic. So,
Okay.
but before then, I had done a lot of like stand up adjacent things, like podcasting,
All
radio.
right. Yeah.
I was
Well,
basically doing everything but that.
we're going to
Yes,
talk about the Campfire Shit Show podcast, which is
cool.
right now on hiatus, I believe. But I
It's
just love the
hiatus.
name. I just love the name, the Campfire Shit Show podcast.
Yeah, we did it for 5 years. My partner's actually now with a bunch of sheep. He's somewhere in Japan having making love to sheep. But no, we decided
Whoa!
to no, he's wonderful. We are it's kind of on hiatus slash I feel like maybe not coming back, but it was a wonderful podcast that we
Okay.
did for 5 years
How
and
did it,
got to
and I looked for some. Can you tell me how the name came about?
yeah, it was actually my co-host and my co-partner Bo. It was his idea where him and I said we both were kind of shit shows in our life, and we wanted to give
Right.
that feeling of with your friends sitting around a campfire and just talking about anything. And we
Okay.
really wanted to provide a space where people didn't have to feel like they were on like a book tour or a press tour. They could, like how you do, where you could really be raw and authentic and just,
just be who you are. That's what people.
exactly.
That's
That's how I feel
exactly what
now.
people want to see. Um, do you have comedians that inspired you? When you said you started doing stand up just before the pandemic. Are
Yeah,
the comedians that inspired you to start doing it?
definitely. I think uh early Ellen, like early
Okay.
before she kind
Yeah.
of went a little cuckoo, like early Ellen DeGeneres, I always say is my favorite example of comedy where it can be kind of clean but kind of dark and biting at the same time, and
Yeah.
just the way that
Early Ellen stuff was good. Yeah, you're right. Her first couple specials were great.
yeah, I love early Ellen. And then I don't know if he's ever been on your show, but one of my favorite comics is actually my I got to make him my friend, Ian Abramson. I don't know if you know who
No,
that
but we're
is.
gonna try and get him on. Your help, we'll
Okay,
try and get him on.
I think I can help. Yeah, so he's
All
been
right,
on
I would
Comedy
love it
Central. Yeah, he's
because
wonderful. And
a friend, and we're gonna get to it at the end. A friend got me in touch with you. Someone
yes,
was
one of
on the
my favorite
show.
friends. Yes, and so I
Yeah.
I would say like same thing. I'm very inspired by the comedians around me because I see the process and the sacrifice that it often takes to hone your
Oh yeah.
craft. And so
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, and also
Was there?
one more shout out, Lisa with Pretty Funny Women, Lisa Sunset, who
Whoa. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
it's okay. I'm excited. She's another one that she taught me. I took her class in March of 2020, and she's just it's amazing to watch her do it. It's like watching a master, and so she's also helped me a lot in my career.
Do you, did you? Because we may have jumped over that, and that's my fault. Was there a catalyst back? When you started, was there something that triggered you that said, "I want to do stand up comedy"?
Knowing deep down that I was kind of pussyfooting around doing it for like my whole life, and knowing that I was
Okay.
doing
All
like
right.
everything around it, but that. So just having the cojones to like
To
just jump
finally,
in and do it.
okay. Well, then that takes us to, and I love this question. It's one of my favorites. A favorite show, and then a least favorite show.
That I've done.
Oh, yeah, yeah. No, no, there's
What if
somebody
I
else.
just said my
What the
favorite show
hell's
is like
wrong
How I
with
Met
you?
Your
Of
Mother or
course.
something?
No, tell me about somebody else.
No, I thought
What
you
are
meant
you,
the TV show.
Sybil?
Okay, okay. My favorite show for sure was at
Okay.
the La Jolla Comedy Store when my parents got to be there
Oh, okay.
and see me. It was a wonderful, wonderful show. It was packed. I think there was like 200 to 250 people there,
Okay.
and my parents really got to see me in my element. And I have this like photo that I love so much where I'm standing on stage and you could see my dad looking at me like really just proud of me, and I feel like that always makes me tear up every time I see the photo. So
Yeah.
um that was really cool. And then my least favorite show was randomly early on. I did a show where it was the set was only 3 minutes, but they told me they said actually you can't go on because you didn't bring anyone. And then I ended up getting really drunk, and then they said actually we thought about it and you can go on. So I went up like really drunk, and then for 3 minutes just did absolutely nothing to the point where one man just yelled out, "Jesus Christ!" And then that was it. And then when I got off the stage, the woman said, "Please, someone tip her because she's never going to make money from comedy. So someone send her some money."
you know, see, that's what I love about doing these is that I could actually I sometimes people start talking and I'm sitting here and I'm looking at this camera and I drew that mental image.
It was so bad.
where can you do it again for me? Because I just love to laugh. The guy said, "Jesus Christ."
Yeah, I was doing 3 minutes of really nothing, and I got not one laugh. It was complete silence. Just one man yelled out in the middle, "Jesus Christ!" That was it. That was the only interaction I got the entire night, and it was like it never ceases to amaze me how bad things can actually get in stand up,
I
and I
don't
love it. I think it's
I don't
hilarious.
know why, but that's just striking me as funny as hell
It's
because
funny. It is
it
funny.
really is. And I find that Meryl, that the best stuff that I get is when someone tells me a true story. That's why I love that question because the favorite show, yeah, there's no meat there. I mean, yeah, I did great. Oh, perfect. The least
Yeah, yeah.
favorite show is where the meat is for me because I'm a sick guy. I laugh at the wrong stuff.
Oh my gosh, me too. And it's one of those drive homes, which we all know as comedians, where it's like, don't get in your head too much. I was almost like, don't think about it, don't think about it. I was like, I'm not gonna ruminate on this situation. But now it's super funny to me. But at the time, I was like, should I quit tonight? But yeah, it was good.
Yeah. So let me ask you, because I jumped ahead here, and I hate when I do that, but you're just so fun. The pre-canceled merchandise, I know about it, but but I'm not 100% sure. Can you tell everybody about that?
Yeah, that's so funny. So before the pandemic, like I consider myself a pre-pandemic conspiracy theorist. Like I really was into the moon landing stuff and more of like the Stanley Kubrick
Okay.
type of conspiracies. But then during the pandemic, it became a little weird to be a conspiracy theorist. So it was so funny. Right before the pandemic, my two friends and I launched like a conspiracy comedy T-shirt line all about like being a truth seeker and getting canceled. And then the pandemic happened, and then we were just kind of like, maybe we shut this down for a while. So I wanted to make T-shirts at that time just for people, a very tongue-in-cheek. Like I love conspiracy stuff, but it can go a little off the rails sometimes. So I wanted
Yeah,
to
you
make a
do
line of
have a
T-shirts.
video up on YouTube. I saw about that. You have a lot of stuff on YouTube.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
gonna
So
touch. Listen.
I love
I
this.
do
You're
my
good.
research. I got a crack staff to put some stuff together, like Letterman had a crack staff. I have a crack staff that puts stuff together. I'm going to pull something out.
I'm ready.
I got a couple things, a couple tricks up my sleeve. Um, when you first started, would you say that was your most, like the most nervous that you were on stage? Would that be like no?
No, not at all. In fact,
Maybe the show
I
with
felt
mom
like
and dad. Maybe the show with mom and dad.
no, definitely not. I think honestly, it wasn't until like maybe this year that I started getting a little bit in my head of like the um why isn't this person booking me again, or like did I embarrass
Yeah.
myself at this show? Like I went into it very confident. I feel like I am a very confident person, and I
Right.
went into it almost like, hello world, here I am. And then now after a few years, I've been kind of Jesus Christ a little bit. And so after a few of those shows, it takes me down a little bit. And so I think trying,
I can relate.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So I
I
try
can
to really
relate.
like,
I
yeah,
started your
yeah.
comedy minute and I thought, oh, the world's gonna love me. I'm the funniest guy in the world. Everyone tells me I'm funny. Four
You
years
are
later,
funny.
4 years later, I'm on 145th Street with a hot plate.
Exactly. So I feel like I'm very confident on stage, but sometimes when the nerves get me, it's more the mental game of like, oh, I'm not out like late night at the comedy store networking a lot, or I'm not touring, or like it's more that internal stuff than the
Oh
actual like
yeah,
performing
yeah.
part.
For me, it's I'm always people laugh when I tell them I work 7 days a week, 12 hours a day at this, but I'm either trying to get somebody on the show,
That's wonderful.
editing the show, or there's so much. Like even today, the girl that's coming up Wednesday, the preview is coming up, and then the full interview goes the next day. I'm begging her to get some pictures that I can use. There's so much goes into it, which will segue nice into you and your podcast stuff, because you not only stand up comedian, but you've been doing podcasting for quite a while too.
Yes, yep. That was originally before stand up. I was working in the music industry too at a venue, and then I kind of saw podcasting as the next frontier. So I
Okay.
moved over to that in 2016, and now I write for a lot of the of
Yeah, I have that
wonderful
written
podcasts.
down. You're the lead lifestyle contributor for the LA Girl. Is that right?
Yep, yep. So I write for the LA Girl, write for a
Okay.
bunch of different podcasts, and I love it as much as I love performing and doing stand up. I feel like writing for other people and other brands really helps
Okay.
me like just exercise that muscle as well.
Well, that was a question I had was, do you enjoy doing stand up more or the podcast stuff more?
Podcast 1,000,000%. I love
Really?
yeah, yeah, yeah. I love
Okay.
like bouncing off of other people. That sounds weird, but it
No,
sounds like
no,
I'm talking about a sheep. But yeah, yeah.
that's exactly what I found.
Really?
Whereas I had someone, I did one earlier, and I talked about pivoting, that after I started it and I thought I was going to tell jokes and people would just love me, and Well, that didn't. So then, I did other things, and I finally realized, I wanted to do Zoom meetings for a long time, be able to record them, and they've evolved now to where I realize I enjoy the interaction that I have with someone, especially when I'm
Yeah.
just meeting them for the first time, and you don't know what's going to come out of my mouth. I don't know what's going to come out of your mouth. It's great. I love it.
Yeah. And I do view stand up in that way as well, where we are, we're obviously like bouncing off of the audience and just the
Yeah.
general energy. And that is one thing I love, is like interacting with the crowd and seeing people's faces. But to me, there's just something about podcasting that the ease of how it's done. I don't know. There's something just like that makes it an easier endeavor for me. But at that point, I love stand up, and I see myself doing it for the very long future, hopefully.
Yeah, well, that's me. I'm going to do this until I croak. It might be before the
It's hard
season ends.
not to, right? And once you
Yeah, no,
start, it's like it's
I
hard not to.
mean, I got some years on you, but I don't need. I own my house. I'm good. I got Social Security.
Yeah,
I'm good. I just want to make people. The guy that was on earlier, I said, look, I have no ulterior motive. I'm just trying to make people laugh.
that's awesome. I think that's a good
That's
place
where
to
I'm
be.
at, and I'm enjoying having people on varying skill levels. I've had people on, like Tom Padavano, who wrote jokes for Rodney Dangerfield, and Helene Witt, who has
Oh
wrote
yeah,
jokes
I
for
love her.
Joan Rivers, and but then I have also had young comedians on that have only been doing it a few months, and I had a girl say to me, she said she wanted to come on. She said, I'm just nervous. I said, you don't know that you and I won't make the best show yet.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
And
what
I love that. Like I love seeing people that are nervous, or like even when I do an open mic, if I see someone's hand shaking, I think it's so cool that people are like doing the things in spite of fear. And I think that's like so awesome. So I love to see that in every realm, just people moving forward.
for me, I'm thankful. I don't know if you because for me, I'm a one man show. I have a computer, I have a hard drive, and like in other words, I'll be thankful. Look, I'm already having fun. I'm enjoying it, but I won't be 100% happy till this is over. I have it in the hard drive. It's uploaded to YouTube, and I go, I got it. I actually have it.
Yeah, exactly. I feel that
you
way
know,
too.
I don't know if you've ever had that where you put a lot of work and effort into it, and well, the sound isn't right or the video isn't
Oh
right.
my gosh. Yeah, we would have my podcast partner, my old partner, still my very, very good friend too, but we laugh about episodes that just got deleted by accident, or like
Yeah,
there'd be these like weird humming noises that we could never figure out,
yeah,
or the
yeah, yeah.
yeah, it was just like all those things. But it's
So
still like
much
I'm
stuff.
learning now to enjoy the process, because as much as
Oh
you want to
yeah,
pull your hair out,
I
it's a fun.
enjoy every minute of it.
I love that we go comatose while we're saying that.
I want to talk about this because I just thought this was great. You're not going to like it, but I
Oh God.
Face the Truth TV,
Oh
Vivica
my God, I love it.
Fox, hot mess.
Okay, do you want me to tell
Do,
you this?
do you mind talking about that?
Of course, it's
Oh,
easy.
you
I
do
I
mind? Well,
love.
we don't have to.
Oh no, I meant you know what I mean.
Yeah,
I
I was
love to.
shocked
You were
because
shocked?
there's so much stuff that you have on YouTube, like the conspiracy theories, and I thought, wait, this can't be. Yep, there you were.
And
There
I
you
love to.
were.
It makes like I love doing stuff that kind of makes no sense for like no
Oh,
purpose at all. Like I think it's so funny. And also like people don't know if I'm always in these things kind of acting, but like it's also kind of my personality. So no one knows if I'm like really on a CBS show as me, or if I'm like doing it as a bit or something. I love it. I love stuff like that.
yeah.
Um, but basically the
So wait, before you start, so
yeah,
that wasn't a bit.
it was like 72% a bit.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, now that changes stuff for me
Yeah. Yes.
because
So
I thought, wow, because I'll go ahead and tell everybody, and then I'll chime in at the end. I'll chime in on why it struck a nerve with me.
okay. The kind of TLDR, as they say, is that the woman, I'm good friends with Elaine Swan, a wonderful woman who is an etiquette expert. She's one of my longtime friends, and so
Okay.
she's really risen to fame over the past couple of years of like going on the Today Show and going on different shows as an
Okay.
etiquette and manners expert. She's not like your typical kind of stuffy expert. She's wonderful and really funny.
Okay.
And they wanted her on the show on Face the Truth on CBS, and they needed like a model basically that was a hot mess that they were going to give a makeover to. And a few times like she has called me her muse, which is like the sweetest thing ever, but it's also I'm her muse for someone that's like a hot mess. So you know
Well, you had me. I believed it. I mean, I even wrote
really.
down a stain of the day.
Yeah, oh, that part is real. So that is real. I really did have an account. I really posted about my stain of the day because I do get stains so often. Because as
Okay.
we'll hear later on, in my set or my 1 minute, I have very large bosoms and they tend to catch a lot of stains and spills. So I wanted to capitalize on it, and why not make it a movement, which was stain of the day.
You're, you're already giving away your comedy minute. Don't do
I'm giving
that.
a sneak peek. I'm giving a sneak peek
Don't.
here.
I know you're going to finish strong. I know you're gonna. We still got a few minutes yet.
I know. I'm just giving a preview.
Why don't you? What did I miss? I mean, in other words, I write down a lot of stuff. I'm trying to see if what I missed. Oh, a show on Spoon, which I don't even know anything about Spoon.
Yeah. Spoon is a
Tuesdays and Wednesdays, right? On Spoon.
yeah. Here's like
Is that
I don't
still no?
know.
Hey, I'm not. Look, my crack staff writes it down, and
I
I
know.
and look, the guy before they write it down.
Don't. Well, let's just keep this between your listeners and you. But I think I recently just ended my little Spoon sessions because the app is a little weird. It's a lot of like teens in North Korea that are like saying weird things to me and stuff.
Oh my god!
So God bless Spoon and
Well,
thanks for the money, but like
I'm
I
glad I
think I'm done
wrote
with
that
that.
down and brought that up. Let's see what
Well,
else
it's these
they
things that
have
like
here.
I did it for 2 months as a trial run, and they paid me, thank goodness. But it was like people would just
What
log
would
on
they
and write
pay
like
you in pennies and yen?
no, more than that, enough to do for two
Uh,
months. It was thousands, which was really nice. But
all
then,
right, all
which
right.
was it was worth like getting called fat by like teenagers in North Korea. So okay. It was enough money to pay for my therapy for the 2 months that I spent on it.
Oh my God, you're killing me.
So yeah, I'm done with that, and then I just think like you
Man,
know
I'm sorry. When you have, well, and you do know, I don't have to say, do you know, when you do these podcasts or you do these interviews, whatever, you try and get as much information as possible.
yeah, but you're doing wonderful, but not a lot of people do, and I appreciate that you do that so
Well,
much because
I do because I want to get some dirt.
oh yeah, let's give the tea. Let's give the tea.
I want to, it's like doing the least favorite show. I want to, I want people to watch this little dog and pony.
I know I'm trying to think about other. I feel like another thing that I feel like is funny is that the same kind of face the truth vibe of like just going on things randomly. I've recently just been into going on game shows for no reason.
Yeah,
And
I had
so
a guy on that's been on a batch of them.
really, it's
Yeah,
fun to
he's in
do.
California too. I wish I could remember his name off the top of my head.
Oh, I would love to link up with him. Him and I can like
Yeah,
go. We
no,
can be
he's
like
been
a
on a
heist.
batch of them.
Yeah, we love that because I
Okay,
just
what shows have you been on so far?
I went on People Puzzler, which was on the Game Show Network with Leah Remini, and I won $1,000,
Are you
which is super cool.
serious?
Yep, yep. And
Wow.
then like a few weeks ago, I went on Let's Make a Deal, and I didn't win anything, but it was like so much fun. But it was so funny because you have
Did
to
you get
dress.
to go to Wayne Brady, right?
Yeah,
Did you
yeah,
get to
yeah.
go up or no? You just were in the
I
audience.
did. I did, but I was like part of a few people that went up, and I quickly got
Oh,
zonked.
okay.
So, um,
Oh, wow, that's cool.
it was really funny, but it was but like when you go, you have to dress up in costume. And I was there and I was looking all around thinking like, look at these losers just here on a Wednesday. I'm like, wait, I'm one of them. Like I was like, who has the time and like resources to do this? And then I'm like, I am totally like just there all the because these days are so long when you're on a game show, it's like an 8 hour, 8 to 10 hour ordeal, like
Really?
and yeah, yeah. So, but the Let's Make the Deal is really fun. If anyone's ever looking for a game show, that one is like the producers are really cool, and it's really fun.
That's cool.
And
Well, it
Wayne Brady's
sounds to
really
me like,
skinny.
again, we've never met. We just met, however, 20 minutes ago, we started this thing.
I
It
can't
sounds
believe that.
It's no. It sounds to me like you're the kind of young lady that'll just do anything, whatever comes down the
I
pipes. You
mean,
know.
if the price is right, I'm winking.
Oh,
Bring
kids.
out those sheep. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh no, 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 no. Don't you start. Don't you start up.
No, I
It's
mean,
it's the Me
yeah.
Too movement. You're gonna get me.
Oh my
Oh, you know
God.
what? Here, I used to do this on my live show. Can't you see we got a goddamn situation, you asshole? No, I wanted to jump because I bounced around here a little bit, but the cancel thing, I saw it said you canceled yourself before you could get canceled.
Yeah. I really, it was just so funny because I actually look back and I actually probably do not have that many controversial opinions. Like, I feel like for the most part, I'm very, like, my
Right.
opinions are like very loving and very open and whatever. But I really don't like, especially a few years ago in our society, the like canceling of people all of a sudden who like
Oh
before the
yeah.
jury is out, and like it can be very dangerous for creativity. And like I really don't like if there's a world issue when people put so much pressure on people that are like actors and entertainers to have, like, it's one thing to use your voice to make a difference, but it's like to have like a 2-second opinion right away on every single issue, like without taking a minute knowing how you feel, is just a
Sure.
lot for me.
Well, the reason that hits the nerve with me, and people are shocked when I tell them this, I got kicked off Facebook 9 times in 1 year.
No way, really?
Hold on, I'm not done. I got kicked off YouTube for 3 days. Then I got kicked off YouTube for 7 days. And even last night, I put a video up last night, a girl in a wheelchair and, the Olympics. And and I thought to myself, as I squeeze the button, when you're drinking, I squeeze the button. I thought, I'm going to get kicked off again.
Oh
Going to get kicked
no,
off again.
you did?
No, no, no. As of now, knock on wood. But I know, in other words, I know when I do shit. And just I'll wrap it up because we want to get to the end here, real well, not the end, but
Yeah.
my live shows. I did 105 live, 105, 106 YouTube lives every two.
Wow.
But anyway, there were people that would come on and they would write in the chat while I was doing it, and they'd say, "I just could tune in every week to see if Scotty's going to get canceled this week." That's why I had to bring it up because I.
I love that.
No, it's true too. And obviously, with proof was in the pudding. Facebook. What really bothered me about Facebook is I built up a whole Your Comedy Minute page. I spent, I had I was reaching millions of people a day, and like that, they just took it off.
That see that
Gone,
I
gone,
yes,
gone. I
yes.
mean, gone. No, and you didn't know anyone you can call. Nothing you can do. It was gone.
Yes. And I feel like for my canceled stuff, that you hit a good point where I feel even more than like other people and other humans, the media and just the big like internet conglomerates are those are the ones that drive me more crazy. Like,
Yeah,
I think they're very hypocritical.
yeah.
Some like, publications like the LA Times, New York Times, like I think they can be very like just obvious, like pushing their own weird agendas. But I also think like Facebook, Meta, all those things. It's weird when they
Oh,
shut
I
down
just
like
saw. I just
information.
saw. Just real quick on YouTube, a young lady has a video up, and I think she got it rectified now. But she called her cat the C word, and then she said all cats are the C word, and they took down. They demonetized her. They called the C word hate speech.
Oh my
No,
gosh.
no, that's true. As a matter of fact, I've edited out. I've done 2 or 3 of these where one lady was doing, you see it, and I said, I can't do it. I tell everyone that when they do it, like I tell anyone they can do whatever they want to do. When you throw the C word out there, I gotta stop. In other words, you can say it. It's just I'm gonna cut it.
Yeah, and see that's weird to me when media like it's like those the weird Puritan values where they like block what is okay and what's not okay. I hate that kind of stuff. I like
Yeah.
freedom, but yeah,
Well, and I do. I push the envelope. I'd be the first to admit it.
it's good. We gotta push it.
I do dead baby jokes. I do stuff. It's just terrible. Terrible.
I
Terrible.
know. I know. I talk a lot in my comedy about not wanting children or like, not liking children. And I always try to think about from the other people's perspective. Maybe someone out there is like trying hard to have a baby, or maybe they, miscarried, but I try to make it where like I'm the joke and it's like it's back at me and not someone else.
Yeah. Well, let's shift gears here, and it's time to talk
Woohoo!
about our buddy Helen Shepherd.
The best. I love her so much. One of my
I
best
do too.
comedy friends.
I love Helen and her husband and Speedy G, and I think
Ah.
I just love her. I love, and I'll say this before you get started. Her husband, I started watching her videos, and I would root for her husband all the time.
Oh my God, Chase is the absolute best. They're like the cutest, most gorgeous couple, and I feel like I
Yeah,
want to put them in
and
every
he
catalog.
finally
And
started. I started every time he'd get a speaking role, I'd be like, "Good, good." He the
yes,
Oscars, in her videos.
they both are like true movie stars. And Helen was took the class with me, took the Pretty Funny Women class a few years ago,
Okay.
and we just hit it off. And now it's like she went from comedy friend to now one of my own like best friends. And we just it's so nice to have people that you can do comedy with and grow, and like we help each other, but we also have our own life, our own
Yeah.
comedy things. So I love it. I'm very, very
She's a
thankful for her.
really bright lady, and I can tell you're a really bright lady too.
Oh, thank you. And you also had another one of my favorites, Ginny Sykes on. I love Ginny so
Oh, I
much.
just said, boy, Ginny is crazy as hell.
But in the
Holy
best way, she's
hell.
brilliant, and like I
Yeah, I
love
loved her.
her.
I want to have her back on. We could spend a whole nother hour. I loved her story. Did you see her story at the end when she was talking about getting dead birds and squirrels off the
And
road
like Frankensteining them together, basically. Yeah.
and bringing them back to life? Oh my God. There's a perfect example of when I do these things and I have no idea. When she started, I was losing it.
She's so interesting. A lot of times I love doing out of town shows with Ginny because she's someone I could just sit in the car and talk with for like 8 hours and I never get bored. And she's so
Story
interesting and I
after
love
story,
her.
Nicolas Cage, Harrison Ford.
Yeah.
That was hard to get all that in, and I still don't think I got it in.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah. So,
rushing her at the end trying to get her comedy minute.
and it's so funny
But
when like people like Helen and Ginny and I all hang out because in no other world would the three of us be connected, but it's like comedy brings
I
us
didn't know that
together.
Ginny knew Helen. That's wild.
Yep. Yep. We're all friends. And so
Oh wow. Well, I
it's
can't
very
wait. Maybe
cool.
you guys can send me some more of your friends.
Yeah.
I'm
Come
starting
on in.
starting to see a little kind of magic here.
There's a whole prop of us, like kind of very weird,
All
quirky
right. Well,
girls out here.
before we get to your comedy minute, I saw an Instagram post right before we started about you went in, I guess, to Beverly Hills or to LA, and you met a friend, and bagels and a coffee or whatever was 100 and some dollars.
That was this morning. Yes, yes.
Is
Uh,
that true?
that is very true. One of my other friends who I want to
Holy
send you, that my
shit.
friend Katie,
It
we
took
said
you 45 minutes to get
it
there.
somehow each took us both 45 minutes. We said, let's meet halfway. And somehow we ended up both in traffic for 45 minutes.
All right. And
And
then
then
what did you have? Coffee?
I got, it was at the Mayborn Hotel in Beverly Hills. So you could already
Oh shit.
imagine. And I got a gluten-free muffin and like a latte, and she got a croissant and a latte, and like now I have no money in my savings.
$106. Jesus.
Everything I had is gone from that morning, and it's okay. She
I'm
said she,
sorry.
she flew from New York, and she said the price of our breakfast and time took longer than it was to fly from New York, and it's more expensive to fly.
Oh my God. Well, Meryl, I hate to cut it short, but I just have the free version of Zoom, so it gets cut
I
off at
respect
40
it.
minutes. But I want to make sure we covered everything. And then, of course, you said you have a special Your Comedy Minute for me. So is there anything you want to mention to the people, stuff you got coming up, or anything we want to mention before we get to Your Comedy Minute?
Well, first, I had so much fun with you. You're
Oh,
wonderful, and
thank
this is
you. Thank
exactly
you.
I've watched a lot of these, and I feel like I already like knew your personality, and so I like it a lot.
Let me give you a little tip.
Aw,
Do you know why people hate me before they get to know me?
I can't imagine anyone would hate you, but
Listen, it
why?
saves time. It saves time.
I don't buy that 1 second. I don't buy that 1 second. But I think my only like my like little last words is just that I'm a big fan of if someone's for creative people. I think it's really important that we like feed ourselves artistically and creatively in different ways. And for me, like I have found that my joke writing goes up a lot more when I'm consuming movies or going to
Yeah.
museums or just like watching other people's art instead of like whole like just focused on stand up. I like to feed myself different types of art, and I feel like that helps stand up in general. So I feel like if that
Yeah.
helps anyone, then that's
Well,
cool.
let's since you were nice enough to say that, like with Helen, I'm going to ask you to come back.
Aw,
You
thank
know, just like with Helen
you.
and Ginny. I told
Woo-woo.
Ginny to come back. No, no, I
Oh
mean
my god,
it.
maybe
No,
the
but
three of us can come on at the same
let's wait
time.
6 months or so, and we'll come back and we'll see where everything's at. See if you and Helen are still getting along. You and Ginny are still getting along.
We're
Who,
going
who
to.
else you sent me? What other crazy bastard you sent me?
My friend that I spent $2,000 for a
Yeah,
pastry with
send her.
today,
Why not? We'll
Katie
talk
Blind.
about that.
Okay, and one of my favorite comics, Ian Abramson. That would be
Yeah, yeah,
wonderful.
yeah. Okay, that's two. Well, look, it's getting time. Let me make sure I get it right. Your comedy minute, Meryl
Oh, we were
Klemow.
so
I messed
close.
it up. Hang on, hold on. Your comedy minute, Meryl Klemow. Go ahead.
All right. Okay. I'm so happy to be here. As you may have noticed, I am a large bosomed woman.
Uh,
I,
I, okay.
I just saw you for the first time. You looked down the whole
Yeah,
time.
I was trying to keep my head up. Go ahead.
See, and it's usually when I do shows, it's usually one or two drunk women that clap for that. Men never seem to, really clap for the bosom anymore. It's
Well, we
not.
know better. We know
It's out
better.
exactly. It's out of fashion now. But they're the only things nurturing about me. I feel like I have the kind of boobs of a woman that knows how to make soup. Like a chowder or something. It's very grandma. And my breast size is a 40G, which I feel like should be a currency in Dubai, like not a breast size, not too big. And it's different when you have bosoms as large as mine. Going to get fit for a bra is not a very good experience. It's kind of humiliating.
Right?
Where like you're taken to some place where the slogan is "Life begins at D," and they take you backstage, and instead of a hot girl taking your measurements, it's always two women. One has a beard, and I get my temperature taken rectally for no reason, and someone puts in a mouth guard. They have to use farming tools. It's very weird.
I, you know, when these happen, I get hung up. I didn't get past the soup.
Not many people do. Not
I
many
have
people do.
soups that look like I know how to make soup.
It is. It's a very like Russian, European body here.
Yeah, okay. Hey, I'm good. I'm good. I listen, I
You're
don't
good. Do you have any more questions?
well, no, I think I'm good. I could do the soup joke. Do you know the soup joke?
What soup joke?
Super pussy? Do you know
Uh,
do you know that
no,
joke?
no, but I would choose soup.
I'll do it real quick. I think we have time. I'll do it real quick. See if we have time. Less than a minute. We may get cut off. A
Let's
lady
do it.
goes in nursing home, goes up to the bed, and she says, "Super pussy," pulls her skirt up. Guy says, "Get the fuck out of here." She does it again. "Super pussy." Another guy, "Get the fuck out of here." Finally, she goes up to the third guy. "Super pussy." Says, "I'll take the soup."
I love
Hey,
it.
we're gonna run out of time. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, friend. This was really fun.
It was my pleasure. I'll see you real soon. I'm gonna try and stop this recording, but I think we're gonna run out of time.
Okay.